sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you? In the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you?
Good morning, everybody. Hopefully this is all up and running all okay, because a bit of a disaster about half an hour ago. Now, we don't need to go into it, but we should be. Praise God that we should be up and running, I'm hoping. But yes, welcome to this virtual FPL Gameweek 12 preview with myself, Stevo. We'll be just running through the predictions, or my predictions, score predictions for the upcoming games tonight. I will also be going through what I think are the best captaincy options for tonight's games and basically tell you what I'm doing with my team. So yeah, with these videos, I'm not going to make it too long. I'm only going to be going for about half an hour, 40 minutes, something like that, but just see where the conversation takes us. In the morning, it's Raw 12G. Yes, it is an early morning one. I thought to hell with it. Let's just get on with it. I've done my press-ups. I've done my chin-ups. Let's just start. Let's just do a preview show for tonight's fixtures. So up on screen, as you can see right now, is the fixtures for tonight's games, all kicking off at, well, not all of them, but it starts off at 7:10, isn't it? And then every 10 minutes there's a new game. Hopefully FPL Penguin will be covering the games, as ever. You better be, so I can listen to it tomorrow morning. So these predictions are just purely based on the virtual FPL Premier League table. All I've done is just seen how many goals each team have scored and conceded, and I've just done basically what I think the average score will look like. So take this with a pinch of salt, but as we all know with the real life FPL, the predictions seem to do okay. So good morning, Mr. Reed. Good, very good. FPL Classico, good morning, Stevo. Morning, Jacko. I have no idea why the thing isn't coming up on chat, but I'm no tech expert. Jason kindly helped me out this morning with what happened. I still can't get my head around exactly what happened, but for whatever reason the chat isn't coming up on screen. But I can read the chat, if that makes any sense. Anyhow, let's get on with it. Let's just crack on with the predictions, and here we go. So it's Leicester Aston Villa. Oh, by the way, if the linguistic llama is watching, or the Daily Llama as he's formerly known, the Pookie Pad is back. So here we go, yeah, Leicester versus Aston Villa. It's going to be goals galore. Don't expect a clean sheet in this, and it's looking like it's going to be 2-1 to Leicester. So anybody with Leicester assets in there? Certainly Perez, Harvey Barnes, Maddison. Obviously Vardy's going to be injured. Should be some goals in this. Then we move on to my boys. It's Burnley. Norwich home to Burnley. I think these two teams are going to cancel each other out, and I think this is going to be a drab 1-1 result here. Then it's Sheffield United versus Man United. Once again, I don't think this is going to have a lot of goals in it. Although, again, like I said, this is more based on the virtual Premier League table more than it is actually my own thought processes. But pretty much it goes to how I would think anyway. And I'm thinking that Man United should get a clean sheet tonight. Although clean sheets for United in this virtual FPL game don't seem to really be coming about much, really. They seem to be scoring goals. Lindelof, Maguire, etc. seem to be getting the goals, but what doesn't seem to be happening is clean sheets. So unfortunately, they'll probably end up scoring Sheffield United, but the Premier League, virtual Premier League table is suggesting that it probably will be 2-0 to Man U. And then it's the North London derby. It's Arsenal versus Spurs. I think this is going to be goals galore. Spurs have scored, I think it's 28 goals so far, and I think this is going to be a lot of goals in this game. So anybody with Spurs or Arsenal assets, we're looking at Aubameyang, Kane, Dele Alli, Lamela if he starts, Son. I'm going, well, it's suggesting 3-2 to Spurs. That's right, Spurs to win 3-2 tonight in a very, very high scoring game. If anything, it's the highest scoring game this evening, looking at what I could see. Then we got another London derby. It's West Ham versus Crystal Palace. Oh, this is going to be terrible, this game. But I think Crystal Palace will just edge this. And I think anybody with Zaha owners, maybe Zaha could be a cheeky captaincy option tonight. But we'll quickly go through the captaincy options in a minute. So I'm going to go, well, the Premier League table is suggesting 2-1 to Crystal Palace. Now, I know a few people are thinking of going with Jimenez as captain in the next fixture. It's Wolves versus Brighton. And it is suggesting it should be goals galore in this, specifically in Wolves' favour, obviously. And it's saying 3-1 to Wolves. So any Jimenez captainers out there? I know Anurag is thinking of captaining him. Jimenez does look like a good a good selection to go with. Now then, Man City versus Watford. I think Aguero, Sterling, Kevin De Bruyne will be heavily backed. I believe, in fact, there's no believing about it, Lewis Kirkby. Lewis, if you're watching, you're triple captaining. You're triple captaining Kevin De Bruyne. You've told me this, so there we are, everybody. Lewis Kirkby, who was sixth in this game, in game week 2, he's triple captaining good old Kevin De Bruyne. However, I will say this, that that's in the game week 11 starters mini league, the Elite FPL starters mini league. Kevin De Bruyne triple captaincy for Lewis Kirkby, who set up his team for last night. I know that makes no sense. He started in game week 12, but I just accepted him because he said that he's happy to be a game week behind and he just wants to catch up, hence why he's using triple captaincy. So, but we'll move on to the history, what the history suggests regarding captaincy in a minute. But the result, it's saying 3-1 to Man City. I think the way this game's gone, I think this is going to be 5, 6 or 7 to Man City. So I think that Man City assets are probably the best captaincy options here. I'll go into who I'm going to be captaining, Aguero. But certainly it looks like this could be a tanking for Watford. But who knows? It's saying 3-1. Moving on to Bournemouth versus Everton. Bournemouth, of course, the worst team in the virtual FPL league. They're up against Everton. I think this is going to be a really, really drab game. But I think Everton are going to come through this, or the Premier League table is certainly thinking this, 2-1. Newcastle versus Liverpool again. There'll be a lot of people backing Salah and Mane. There's certainly one candidate to be backing in that. And it's going Newcastle 0, Liverpool 3. And then finally, the final game of the game week is going to be Southampton versus Chelsea. And it's saying Chelsea to edge this 2-1. Both teams, Southampton particularly, can't seem to score any goals. Chelsea aren't exactly prolific either, but they will probably come out on this 2-1. Now then, this is the key. This is what everybody cares about. It is the captaincy option. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring up on screen now the favoured captaincy options, starting with Salah. So, Aman Dillon, I know you're there. I can see you. Unfortunately, it's not popping up on screen. I don't know why. But let's just put it this way, Aman Dillon. The history is suggesting a certain player. So, Jimenez vice-captain, forget it. If you got Mane, get on him. And I've just given away who the best captaincy option is, but it doesn't matter. Because here we go. The history, I'm basing this on what happened in real life. It's a bit skewed. That's pretty much what I based my captaincy on for when I actually started playing this game on Sunday, wasn't it? Yeah, Sunday. Alonso, of all the favourite captaincy picks from my specific team, Alonso did the best in real life, and that's how I'm basing the history on what these particular players did in real life. Well, as we can see up on screen right here, this is what Salah has done so far this season. He scored 9 goals in total, 4 assists. The statistics seem to show that he just seems to score whenever, really. But his double-digit hauls have come at home, so Brighton and Bournemouth. He scored 2 goals in both of those games. Away from home, he got 1 against Aston Villa, 1 against Southampton, West Ham and Sheffield United. He got a goal apiece there. And obviously against Burnley at home, he got a double-digit return with 13 points with a goal and assist. And of course away from home. So certainly Salah there. But in real life versus Newcastle, Liverpool have only played once against them and Salah got 1 goal. So if we move on to Mane this season in virtual FPL, 7 goals, 5 assists. Again, his returns seem to be coming blanks, returns, blanks, returns, blanks, returns. He returned against Crystal Palace, so we all know what that means when it comes to patterns. He's probably going to blank. In fact, there's a little pattern, as you can see here. 1-1, 0-0, 1-1, so it's going to be 0-0. We all know how I like my patterns. But, yeah, when he played Newcastle this year in real life, he got a whopping 2 goals. So 2 goals versus Newcastle in real life. We moved down onto Sergio Aguero, who's going to be my captain. Spoiler alert. This is my captaincy for tonight. 11 goals, 1 assist. But look at those home returns there. 2 goals against Bournemouth and a hat-trick at home to Southampton. And I think against Watford, who I'm thinking it will probably end up 5 or 6. Because based even on real life, Man City do really like to play Watford. They seem to get a minimum of 5 goals. Well, I'm thinking the same tonight, and I'm thinking Aguero should be in with the goals. In real life against Watford, he got a goal and an assist. That's real life. Sterling, he unfortunately didn't play against Watford. And that was in an 8-0 win. If you can remember that, Man City beat Watford 8-0. If you got Kevin De Bruyne, so Kirkby, Lewis Kirkby, if you're listening in, triple captain you're planning on doing, well, in real life, he got a goal and 2 assists. And any Mahrez owners, if you've kept the faith with Mahrez, he also got the same as Kevin De Bruyne, 1 goal and 2 assists. So maybe if anybody out there is watching this and they're struggling on who to captain, maybe Kevin De Bruyne or Mahrez. The problem with Mahrez is that will he start or not? That is the question. But Sterling, unfortunately, wasn't available. He's also a very good option to be choosing. I mean, if we look at Sterling this year, 6 goals, 2 assists, last 2 games, he has got a goal and assist in each game. But again, bit of a pattern forming here since game week 6. 1 goal, blank, blank, goal, goal. So could it be blank, blank again? But all I will say is that at home, he seems to like playing at home. So actually, from my personal perspective, I think that going with a Man City asset today is the best, in my opinion, the best captaincy option. And certainly if you own Sterling, Aguero, it's just a toss of the coin, really. So go with that. And then finally, if we move on to Jimenez, so anybody that is thinking of captaining Jimenez this year, or for this virtual FPL game, he's got 10 goals this year. Just 10 goals, no assists whatsoever. But look at that. At home, 2 goals versus Chelsea in game week 1. A hat-trick against West Ham at home. He got 2 goals away at Bournemouth. At home to Man U, he scored. So he does seem to like playing at home. In real life, against Brighton, he's played 2 matches. So he's played twice against Brighton, and he only got 1 assist. So to reiterate, or to repeat myself, Jimenez in real life, 1 assist in 2 matches versus Brighton. So I'll just quickly show you the ticker for the game week 12. So as we can see here, all the greens. It's suggesting that Bournemouth at home is a green. Bournemouth at home to Everton is a green fixture. To be fair, like I said, this is just a computer game, really. And I would heavily look at just basic stuff like this. And it's all based on algorithms, all that malarkey. And I keep saying this. Computer games seem to replicate what their stats are within an actual game. And like I said, people like Aguero, people like Sterling, these top players, in computer games, they absolutely dominate. In real life, it's a completely different story. And that's why I suppose I'm kind of enjoying this virtual FPL game, because it is all just, it's not real and it's all just based on algorithms. So anyway, as we can see here, Bournemouth apparently have got an easy fixture versus Everton, Burnley away at Norwich, Chelsea away at Southampton, Crystal Palace away at West Ham is surprisingly a green. I'm surprised it's not grey. Although it's actually saying Everton. So Everton away at Bournemouth is also saying it's a green. So maybe that should have been put as a grey. Leicester at home to Aston Villa. Liverpool away at Newcastle, and of course Man City at home to Watford, and then you've got Wolves at home to Brighton. And FPL Classico straight away saying that I'd avoid Mahrez. He's only started one of the last 4. And Jacko, I had a good weekend. Aguero, triple captain in game week 10, followed by 111 points. Rank 1, game week 11. Jacko, does that mean, when you say rank 1, do you mean in the just as a game week rank, or do you mean as the overall game? That would be incredible, because I know Manchester Reds, he's 4th in the overall game, which is crazy. Absolutely crazy. And where's our man Dylan? Our man Dylan was asking just a second ago about what's the code of the... I'll send it to you on Discord, man. I'll send you it on the day. If you're willing, if you're happy to have a team in it, that's a 1 game week behind, I'll be more than happy to send you the code for that. So yeah, just quickly finally moving on to what I've done with my team. There we are. Don't worry about the Captain Alonso Vice Aguero, don't worry about that. That's actually the wrong team. No, it's not. It's the right team. That is the right team, sorry. Although I'm probably going to play Van Aanholt. I've completely put up the wrong team. It doesn't matter. Don't worry about it. But that's pretty much what I'm going to go with. I'm not going to be doing any transfers. I was looking at getting rid of Van Aanholt and, for a -4, Van Aanholt and Mason Mount or Harvey Barnes, one of the two, probably Mount, and bringing in Zaha and another 5 million defender, whoever that would be. It doesn't really matter. That's what I was planning on doing for a -4, but I thought, no, keep the team as it is. You started off well, don't need to tinker with it, just be happy with it. And yeah, I'm going to be captaining Aguero, and that's it. No transfers needed whatsoever. FPL Classico making the point here. Kevin De Bruyne is the one to own, then Aguero, but I'd prefer Bammy over him to cover Arsenal. Yeah, Aubameyang is someone that I really, really want, because he just seems to score. And certainly against Tottenham tonight, I think there is going to be a lot of goals. And Jacko making the point that he's actually 1,000th overall. So it must be the fact that you were ranked number 1 for the weekly game week. Well done to you. It's Rule 12G. I made 3 transfers for a -4. Mahrez, Aurier and McCarthy out for Schmeichel, Alonso and Perez. Nice. Very, very nice moves. I certainly think jumping on Leicester at the moment, although from a clean sheet perspective, Leicester are pants. But they've got some nice upcoming fixtures, as I showed yesterday. Their fixtures, if I could bring it up. But just quickly scroll up here. Here we are. Leicester's upcoming fixtures: Aston Villa at home, Norwich at home, Newcastle away. You'd like to think they get a minimum of 1 clean sheet in the next 3. You'd like to think that, wouldn't you? It's the same with Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace in the next 3, you'd like to think they get a minimum of a clean sheet in one of those 3 games. You'd like to think, but we all know how... To be fair, in this virtual FPL game as well, there doesn't seem to be that many clean sheets either in it, unless you're Liverpool or Burnley, which is crazy to say. My basic knowledge is that there's not that many clean sheets in this game. It's very, very random. I'm hoping that City keep a clean sheet tonight, but then again, Otamendi didn't even start the other day. It's absolutely difficult. But again, that's another thing I wanted to talk about quickly, is the fact that because there is no price rises or falls, it means that we don't have to worry about if I don't sell this player tonight, it means I lose 0.1, but the player that I want to get in is going to be rising tonight and he's going to go up by 0.1, so I'm going to be 0.2 out if I don't do that move tonight. I think that makes the game a bit less stressful. So I would be looking at potentially getting rid of Otamendi if he can't keep a clean sheet in the next 2, or even if he doesn't start. I think that certainly bringing in maybe, I don't know, Mendy, but even then he's a rotation risk. Maybe just forget City defensive assets full stop. But I'm looking forward to tonight. I will be, like I said, I'm hoping FPL Penguin does cover the games live this evening, because it is something that I would like to listen to tomorrow at work and find out exactly what's going on. Other than that, I think I'm going to call it a morning. I think we've gone on long enough. We don't need to particularly be going on for too long. It's only been 25 minutes. I think that's actually a record for the shortest stream possible. But just to make the point that it appears that this man up on screen at the moment, Sadio Mane, is your best bet for captaincy based on real life. Because real life, he scored 2 goals versus Newcastle. Other than that, really do appreciate everybody that's just watched this. And yeah, like I said, stay tuned for when I'm next going to go live. Like I said, they're all going to be sporadic. I'm not going to be able to do these all the time, all these preview shows, etc. There may be one on Thursday, because it's my day off, so I'll be able to do one probably on Thursday. But unfortunately, at the weekend, it's nigh on impossible for me to cover anything to do with virtual FPL, I'm afraid. So yeah, other than that, really do appreciate everybody joining me right now, and hopefully FPL Penguin will be streaming tonight. Other than that, have a good game week, everybody, and well, I'll certainly let you know through Twitter at Elite FPL how it all goes, I'm guessing. Cheers guys, see you later.